Is there anything more galling, frustrating, or disappointing than losing a job to a chuck in a truck painter? I can't think of many things. You know the ones I'm talking about. No insurance, no license, probably aren't paying taxes. They don't background check their painters. They do tailgate interviews, right? You can roll off a prison cot, roll onto the tailgate, and they'll just stick you in somebody's home tomorrow. Let's try them out. You got a job. You know the ones I'm talking about. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 practical tips that will help you increase your closing rates, things that you can do tomorrow to make a big difference. So we have a lot of very successful members who have gone through our APPC coursework and coaching programs. They're making more money. They're doing better than they've ever had, and they're working less. And they are the type of people that keep up with their metrics. They are metric enthusiasts, and they keep up with their close rate, obviously. Most painting contractors don't. I talk to them on the phone. What's your close rate? I don't really know. I think it's da-da-da. People have some kind of emotional feeling about it, but they don't actually track it. They keep up with their average transaction size. How big are your jobs? They keep up with what they call ADL, and that's average dollar per lead. How much revenue are they generating for every lead that comes in that an estimator runs? Another one that I like to see tracked is the on-site close rate. I think that is the most powerful indicator of whether or not you're actually being persuasive. And so they have tracked all these numbers for years. And what they have seen recently in this inflationary economy, as people's purchasing power has gone down, or what you might expect, or maybe not, and that is average transaction sizes are going down, means people are putting off big jobs, they're doing smaller jobs. The sales cycle has extended, okay? The close rates have dropped a little bit. So all these things are negative indicators, essentially telling us that we have a more difficult job today than we did 12 months ago, selling the exact same painting services, probably at the same prices. So here are my 3 tips, okay? Are you ready? And we're going to get into these and unpack them a lot more at the sales pre-day at the Painting Profit Summit. In fact, I'll be spending 4 hours exclusively and only giving people a done-for-you sales system, what we call the PowerPaint presentation process. And this is just a few highlights from the system that I developed that has been used by hundreds of painting contractors to sell millions and tens of millions, probably by now hundreds of millions of dollars in painting services. So here are my 3 tips. These are areas in your painting sales process. They are like massively large fulcrum levers. And if you will use them, you can pry a lot more money out of your clients, even if you're not the cheapest. First things first, never, ever, this is number 1, take out your pen, take out your piece of paper, never, ever email an estimate. Ever. Email is not persuasive. You are trying to sell something that is the cost of a new used car, cosmetic surgery, a middle-class divorce. You cannot email that thing. You need to go out to your car, print it off, bring it back in, review it with the homeowner, ask for the business. Face-to-face communication is always going to be more powerful than an electronic medium. It is. The example I always use is if you're going to church and it's the end of the service and your pastor comes up and says, "Hey, I hate to ask you this, but we've got somebody that needs help moving. They need to move out of their apartment. It's a single lady. She's got 2 kids. Can you come help this afternoon?" Chances are you'll say yes. Now, if that gets sent to you in an email, maybe you ignore it. Maybe you misplaced it. Okay? Especially if it's a group email. Same message, different medium, different results. Okay? And some of you will say, "Well, I show it to them while I'm there." Everybody always takes my advice, which works perfectly well. And then they try to excuse away their bad behavior. So I'm not going to give you a free pass on this. Just because you show someone the proposal on a screen is not the same as printing it out and putting together what we call a post-positioning packet and/or consumer buyer's guide. It is not the same thing. It's not the same thing, not even in the same universe. One of the biggest problems with delivering your estimates exclusively through electronic means is the fact that you've just seen, for example, the homeowner or the facility manager or whomever. Now, they have got to share that with their spouse or a colleague. What do they have to do? They got to go dig through a bunch of emails, print the thing off. I mean, you're putting barriers to entry in front of your clients when you do that. If you want to email them in addition, fantastic. It has some tracking capabilities, many software programs do, and some other features allows them to electronically sign something. Now, that is fantastic from an operational standpoint, and it can give you an edge in follow-up, the electronic delivery. But you should, in addition, be printing those estimates, and that should be your primary method of trying to close the deal when you're in the home or even in the commercial environment. Go out to the parking lot, get the thing done, go back in, see the facility manager, maintenance manager, or business owner, plant manager. Do them on the spot when you can and print them right then. I don't have time to get into this more. I could talk about this almost for another hour. Number two, second thing you need to do, you need to collect every stinking shred of evidence from a third-party source that you are a professional painting contractor and that the outcomes you have promised will actually be the same as the results that are delivered. Because most of the time in a home service environment, it isn't. So, what does that mean? Testimonials, before and afters, pictures of your painters with smiling clients, filled out customer satisfaction surveys, positive emails, positive text messages, community awards, insurance certificate, warranty certificate, satisfaction guarantee certificate, background check certificates and or letters from your background check agency. I could go on. There's about 15 other pieces of proof that you could put in a form that your clients can consume before, during, and after the sale, so that when you make these promises, they're not just empty promises that are verbally delivered. So when you make all these empty promises and you try to give somebody a good sales job verbally, and that's all you use, homeowner doesn't believe you. Why? Let me give you a quick story. I had a guy come out here, three guys come out here to give me quotes on cleaning the gutters of my home. We've got 10-foot ceilings. We're up on a crawl space. It's a 3-story house. It's high. 2 people that have come out have made all these promises over the phone that they're going to come ready to do it. One of them didn't show up and didn't call. Then he shows up and says he doesn't have the equipment. The other one shows up with his grandpa driving a truck. He's got like a 16-foot ladder, can't do the job. So I finally got a third guy that's supposed to come out here in about a week and get the job done. So all 3 of them made verbal promises, right? None of them at this point have even delivered. And so you've got to put yourself in the shoes of your clients. You need to show them the proof before, during, and after, and you need to do it in a variety of ways, mediums, methods, both electronic, printed, in person, and otherwise, so that you can actually convince them that you're worth the extra money and that if they pay an extra 20, 30, 40, 50%, that they will not have headaches or problems. Okay, third and final tip. Are you ready? Are you ready? Write this down. My third tip for you is this. Extend your follow-up sequence and add multiple mediums. Invariably, when I do a diagnostic assessment, which I would be happy to do with you, why you haven't called me yet, I have no idea. I think it's typically fear. People are afraid someone's going to find something negative in their painting business when the owner already knows it's negative. Our job is to fix that negative and turn it into a positive. By all means, email me, Brandon@paintersacademy.com. I can help you with these things. It's what I do. But nonetheless, you need to extend your follow-up sequence and you need to add multiple mediums to it. So many people, I would say the majority of painting contractors that I talk to, their follow-up process is about a week and a half long, and it's got about 3 touches, and it's usually like a call and an email, and then another call, and that's it. And then they give up. Well, the average American takes 68 days to make a $500 major home durable goods purchase in this country. I don't know if that number's gone up or down, but the lesson is people take longer to make decisions, and the larger the transaction is, the longer they'll take. So if you've got old estimates, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months old, circle back with them. Circle back with them. People take a long time to make those decisions. Did you know that you make anywhere from about 10 to 20 times more money in an hour of follow-up than an hour of estimating? So if you don't have time to do proper follow-up, you can't possibly write another estimate. You need to sit down and do your follow-up. You also don't want to use Medium simply because that's your preferred personal method. You are not your client. Some people like text messages. Some people like emails. Some people like phone calls. Phone calls are obviously the most persuasive thing that you can just about use. Video text messages, mailed postcards that follow up thanking folks and further educating them about your painting services. Well, I don't have time to do all that, Brandon. Well, you got time to ride around in the truck for hours on end, burning gas and losing jobs? You got time for that? But you ain't got time to do it right? That's like a painter that works for you says, I ain't got time to do the job right. I just got time to do it over. So you can't get mad at your painters when they want to half-ass things, and then you half-ass your sales process and complain that you're losing to those cheap painters. Guys, listen. This year at the Painting Profit Summit, during the pre-day, I'm going to be presenting the PowerPaint presentation process. It is the most powerful, teachable, reproducible method to take somebody with no sales experience or acumen, someone who went from a painter to a crew leader to an owner but has never had any sales training. I'm not talking about estimating. This isn't about production rates. This is about the persuasion and the process and the methods and the proof from pre-positioning, presenting, post-positioning, and follow-up. All the tools. You'll walk away at Summit with all the tools. You'll have diagnostic surveys, scripts, question banks, dual column checklists. You'll have everything that you could conceivably think of that you would need. It's all done in templated franchise grade system. It can help you make extra hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. This isn't chump change, guys. And you can attend virtually. I ain't got time to drive down to Chattanooga, Brandon. I'm just going to sell using my email, a PDF, and Pet the Dog sales system 2024 and hope it works out okay. No, the door of sales. Every lead passes through the door of sales. And sales determines how big the jobs are, how many of them you'll get, and the price point you can charge. If you got a crappy door, you ain't going to get a lot of jobs that are good on the other side of it. So fix the pathway, fix the thing through which all leads flow, and that's your sales process. And you can do that at the PowerPaint presentation process pre-day at Summit. And I hope you will join us. Don't wait to the last minute. Don't wait to the last minute. This is the best tax write-off that you can ever possibly spend right before the end of the year. Look in the comments section below. Please do click the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and check out the link to the Painting Profit Summit event page. Get your tickets. Don't let Uncle Sam hold on to your money. Send it to me. Send it to me. You send your money to me before the end of the year to attend the Painting Profit Summit live or virtually, and I promise you, you will get a huge multiplier return on investment for the money you put in. And if it's something like the sales system, guess what? You get to use it for the rest of your life. Imagine how much money you'd make if you did that instead of the way you're doing it now. Brandon Lewis with the Painters Academy. I can't wait to see you at the Painting Profit Summit. Merry Christmas.